Good morning, brave awakened ones. Veronica, Lady V here of HigherRealmHolistics.com. Take 15. I kid you not. Computer kept crashing, which I plan on returning it to Best Buy. And I think I'm going to have to upgrade again. Computer kept crashing. This is my fourth computer in 2 weeks. 3 last week alone. Okay. And I honestly think it has something to do with having to sign on to Windows 10 in order to sign on to my computer. I don't like that. So if anyone knows how I could, circumvent that, not have to do that, please let me know. And then I finally shot 30 minutes of this video. This is NRV 51, is it? NRV. Sorry, now I feel like, punch drunk. NRV 51. Finally shot 30 minutes of it, got through it. Next thing I know, banging started happening next door and a flood. I have no water right now. Kid you not. My apartment's the only one without water. And they said, if we didn't stop it, the water was going to flood you, blah, 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 blah. I was like, oh my God. What now? So I'm going to keep doing this. I'm going to keep my composure. If you're interested in a webinar, please visit HigherRealmHolistics.com. I have a webinar coming up this Saturday. Yes, it is Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's only $22, and it's on activating your Kundalini, having it rise, and keeping it up there. Also, you could purchase the book right there. It's one of my books, How the Caterpillar Flew, children's book, Journey of Self-Discovery. It was a bestseller, available worldwide. And also, if you're interested in alchemy, higher realm magic, I have those webinars available too, and meditations for like $11. Please make sure to check back my blog, divineyoungsouls.blogspot.com. I'm going to use my real old laptop to put that up. I promised to put up that meditation. And also, I'll record on my tablet. I'm going to have to just make do. Record on my tablet the meditation that I promised my my Patreons to get that going. So, hey, I got this, right? According to Archangel Gabriel. We got this. That's what I got from Archangel Gabriel when I went to DJ Maxx to buy some facial cleanser. It was there in the phone section. After I heard that word, I turned around. Boom, there it was. And I heard it was Archangel Gabriel. So yes, thank you, messenger of God. We needed that message. Okay. NRV 51. We are now witnessing the collapse of Agenda 21 and Agenda 2030 timeline. And this is one of my Lady VTs. Never interfere with an enemy while he's in the process of destroying himself. And like I said, guys, it's not all unicorns and lollipops and rainbows, and every time a unicorn farts, a light worker gets their wings. That is not what 3D and the lower 4D realms, which Earth has been in, is about. Yes, there are some light workers whose assignment is, yes, to be off in the forest, off in the mountains, somewhere, and to do like a Mary Magdalene and Kuan Yin thing, just maintaining the compassion of the world. But they're very well aware how messed up the world really is. It's not those putting fingers in your ear saying, no, don't talk about this. Don't talk about that. It's too negative. You're in hell. What? Oh my God. Okay, whatever. I'm going to keep going. 3D is hell. Okay? And we cannot build the new upon the old. And we must use the 5D and higher 4D energies to build 3D, okay? To build 5D, in 5D, to build a new Earth, I should say. Okay, so that's what it's all about. So I'm just going to go through some things to show to you guys about the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 timeline collapsing, the proof. But also, besides the proof, I do want to speak to my Canadians out there, you Mounties out there, oh Canada, oh Canada. Yes, we know. The deep state puppet Trudeau got his seat back. He won his seat, but he is completely castrated of power. His party did not win. He may have gotten his seat, but his party lost power. Okay. And I know a lot of people are saying, oh, it's both sides. You know, it's the same thing. You know, it's different sides of the same coin and stuff like that. Not now. Not. That's not what's going on right now. Okay. That is part of the old regime. Yes. But not now. What is going to be happening very soon in Canada this year, very soon. I got chills just thinking about it. I got to remote view it. Just like all these other nations that are going on, Canada is going to have a revolution. He's going to keep pushing very hard, even harder than he was before, with his New World Order agenda from his puppet masters. But people aren't having it. Mankind is not having it anymore. And let's hope I don't crash. But let's come back here. Window 2. All right. So yeah. So Canada's election. Trudeau, Liberals win, but lose majority. See? He went through this. Yay! But womp womp. Okay. And here is the reason for the revolution that's going to happen. The revolt that's going to happen in Canada. Right here. This is why. This is why. From what I saw, yeah, this is a total, stolen election. That's what it is. Okay. And people know it. And people aren't going to have it. Okay. So that's what's going to cause the revolts coming up really, really soon in Canada. All right. And this is what's going on around the globe. Mankind is not having it. Human sapien, the Homo sapiens sapiens are fighting back. They're waking up. This is part of the awakening, everyone. Like I said, it's not all rainbows and lollipops. Unicorns aren't taking to the streets. Dutch farmers are taking to the streets. Haitian farmers are taking to the streets. Parents are taking to the streets because they're not going to have their kids indoctrinated anymore. Okay? Parents are taking to the streets. They're not going to have their children indoctrinated anymore. They're not having it. Okay? And right now, just to do a quick rundown of all the countries that have recently just blew up in protest. France, we all know about the yellow vest. It's been a minute. France, Zimbabwe, South Africa, Lebanon, Iraq, Ecuador, Chile. Let's get back over here. I don't want to do too much jumping because I don't want to crash again. Ecuador, Chile, the Dutch farmers are coming out. Okay, Spain, Beirut, Australia just started a couple of days ago. Okay? People aren't having it anymore. They're seeing the truth. They are seeing the truth. And Hollywood is falling. Hollyweird is falling. Just to give, and that's very important. It's part of the culture wars, okay? All this skankiness is going to be over. It is being exposed. We all know it's being exposed when it comes to what they're doing to our children. All this nonsense is over with. That is gone. Just to give a quick example, because I find this hilarious, because y'all know I'm a comic book fan. And when I saw Batwoman coming out, I was like, watch it be some crazy SJW, man-hating, agenda-pushing BS. Sure enough, it is. This is the star of Batwoman, Ruby Rose. What does she say? There are plenty of shows for old white men. Okay, this one is for the women's, right? This is to protest against, against, the male patriarchy, whatever, especially old white men. Gee, I wonder who they're referring to when they're saying old white men. Trump, appealing to those people who have, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome. Rude awakening, folks. Who I know there are plenty out there who still do. Wait till 2020. Y'all understand he is the face of the Q movement, which is a very real movement, which has to do with spiritual, which has to do with what's going on here, which that is what a light warrior is all about. Straddling both worlds to bring about change. Okay. And their ratings is like their ratings approval is like 7% for audiences, and for the critics, quote unquote, it is like 70 something percent. And they're blaming the audience. They're saying the reason why the audience is rejecting and they have low ratings is because they are rejecting because she is a lesbian. It has nothing to do with that. It has to do with this. It has to do with people smelling the BS. The whole thing of divide and conquer, turning women against men and men against women. Part of the Agenda 21, Agenda 2030 garbage. Okay? People are smelling the crap. Thank goodness. I said it was going to be messy, but it's a good mess, So, again, families are rallying against this whole. Another agenda is the LGBTQ RST plus agenda, and it has nothing to do with homophobia. It is an agenda just like climate change is an agenda. They hide behind equality, inclusivity, and protecting the environment, protecting our future, protecting the children, and it's all a lie. It's a form of control. Okay? And I mean, look at this. This is one of the activists who puts itself forward from Canada, British Columbia, LGBTQRST Alphabet City, so-called person. Finally, the lie is coming out. This is another dark agent. The lie is coming out. This person was arrested a few months ago, and home searched. And it is shown this person is an alleged predator. Has been going after 14-year-old girls, showing up in ladies' bathrooms and locker rooms, talking about, oh, I got to see this amount of boobies today, and asking little girls, 14-year-olds, if he could put in tampons. This is what's going on. It's the predator agenda. It's the over-sexualization of children. Look at this. These pamphlets were actually given out. I saw the live video. It was an undercover video. I don't want to play it because I don't want any strikes or any copyright strikes. These pamphlets were given out during a sex education fair at high schools and some college campuses. 50 Shades of Safe. This is from Planned Parenthood. This is the blown up of what's put on this pamphlet. Look at this. A sex positive view of BDSM. I did not know what BDSM was. If y'all as naive as me, growing up in Catholic school all your life, BDSM stands for bondage, discipline, dominance, and submission. Now, what parent doesn't want their 14-year-old learning about this in high school? I shake just thinking about it. It's about the over-sexualization of children. And it's all around the world. It's not just California, which is, crazy. Canada is out of control. God knows, England and Sweden and Finland, they have been going out of their freaking minds. Even Australia, okay? They're stripping the rights of parents, taking kids away from parents, causing strife in the home, okay? When parents are not going for this. They're children that have walked out of these classes because they say no, they don't believe in it. I have a story to tell. My BFF, who is a middle school teacher in New York, called me up early this morning because she had to be a moderator at a track meet last night. And she said, they give out the cards. And this is close to my heart because I used to be a big track star in school. Okay. I even qualified for the women's Colgate games. Couldn't go because my mom said no, whatever. But that's how far I went in track. So when I heard about this whole putting these so-called gender fluid, or they want to call themselves transgender girls in girls sports, and just knocking the crap out of the girls, it pissed me off big time. It has nothing to do with inclusivity. It's about erasing gender, which cannot be erased. Gender is not just a social construct. It is in your DNA. It is in your DNA. Boys do not get their periods. Men do not get pregnant. Okay? The same way you could say you're transgender, get the actual sex change operation, and you will never produce sperm. You will never produce an egg. Because gender is not just a social construct, period. There's biological sex, and you cannot undo your damn chromosomes, although I'm sure they'll try. So this whole gender fluid thing is being taught in the schools, being pushed in the schools as propaganda under the guise of inclusivity. And if you don't go for it, you're a freaking bigot. No, you just didn't drink the crazy Kool-Aid, the SJW crazy Kool-Aid. That's all. So parents are not having it anymore. They're walking out. They're over-sexualizing kid. What 5-year-old needs to know about, when I tickle myself down there, it feels good. I kid you not. That is a damn program they're trying to roll out in England come September, and parents are fighting mad against it. And by the third grade, these parents, what they're protesting, doing the walkout on is these books that they were pushing on even third graders that were sexually explicit, talking about anal sex and alternative words, street words to body parts, and street words being used for sexual encounters. Again, the sexualization of children to destroy Gen Z, the perversion of Gen Z, also to groom parents and their children to accept pedophilia. And what is that? They're getting out ahead of all the stuff that's going to come out. Part of the collapse of these timelines is the truth coming out. Okay, the truth must come out. So what they're doing is they're getting ahead of it by trying to push all of this onto parents, onto children, to make it seem like, oh, it's not that bad. What did Kevin Spacey do when they clocked him for raping a 15-year-old boy? What did he say? Oh, I'm gay. No, you're not. It offends me to hear these pedophiles call themselves gay and try to use that, hide underneath the LGBTQ flag. Because I have amazing people in my life and who were in my life. Even, I was a drag mom. One of my closest friends, I was the first person to put him in drag, but he was a grown man. He was 28 years old, not a 10-year-old little boy being sexualized. Okay. And by the way, we got third place in the Miss Millennium 2000 contest in Long Island. He was wearing my clothes. But no, seriously, I find it disgraceful, and it's hurtful and upsets me. Again, one of the people I adore the most, he's a minister in Unity Church, and it's a non-denominational Christian congregation. They're worldwide. Amazing people. Every time I think of him, I get my throat gets clogged and I get tears in my eyes. He's married. He is a gay man. They adopted 2 children. And he's one of the sweetest, most amazing people I know in my life. In fact, I prefer to hang out with gay men. Straight up. They treat you really nice. They open the door for you and pay for your dinner and stuff, but you still go shopping with them. I absolutely love it. And I always have. My older sister used to sneak me into gay clubs. There was one in New York where we go with our gay friends. And it was great because the guys didn't bug you. I go down to South Beach and I chill. So, it is what it is. So here we go with another agenda, the whole climate change BS. That is all coming out. This poor child, Greta Thunberg, we all know she's mind controlled. And honestly, I see her self-destructing. I don't see her life will end soon, honestly, because they're so they're using her till there's not going to be anything used up. Who's behind her? George Soros and the usual suspects. Let's get down to who's supporting Greta. Who's paying for all of this, for this child to run around? One Foundation. That's the name of the foundation. Who's the One Foundation funded by? All right. The darkest agents of all. George Soros, Bill and Melinda Gates, and Bono, among some other celebritards. That is who is behind this child. Okay? It is heart-wrenching. I see this child and she has no idea what's going on. It's so painful. Again, the corruption of Gen Z, using Gen Z to come against their parents, to rip apart the family, which are the Gen Yers and the Gen Zer, the Gen Xers, which I'm a Gen Xer, and I have a Gen Zer, and I have a Gen Yer, Millennium. I have both of them. So this is why I am so passionate about this issue. Okay, let me see if I can get back without